actually lives most of his life up in trees. So he likes to be up in trees where he can eat the leaves and the bark off of trees and the fruits and the veggies. So that tail really helps him climb up in the trees. So he is related to the types of porcupines that you can find here in Washington called the North American porcupine. But they are pretty different because the North American porcupine does spend quite a bit of time on the ground, where this guy spends most of his time up in trees. He does have lots and lots of quills on him. You can see that I can touch his quills with my hand, but you have to be very, very careful because if you go the wrong way with his quills, they're very, very sharp. They're like needles, and they've got little barbs on the end. So if you get stuck by one of his quills, it will actually work its way deeper and deeper into your skin unless you pull it out. So his quills are his really good protection against predators. So this guy carries his protection around with him. And how many of you have seen a porcupine shoot his quills, like on a cartoon or anything like that? Yeah, lots of parents probably have. They can't actually do that. Each quill is actually kind of like our hair. It's just a modified type of hair that has a spongy core and then the tip that's barbed. And so just like we can't shoot the hair out of our head, he can't shoot his quills. But they are very loosely attached to his skin. So if you get poked by one, it falls out fairly easily. So these guys are pretty good around people. You can see Nigel is really used to us, and that's because he's been raised here at the zoo. But out in the wild, porcupines are fairly docile. They just kind of mind their own business. And as long as you don't get too close to them, you'll be fine, because they can't shoot their quills like everybody thinks they can.
Are they related to hedgehogs?
They are very distantly related. So hedgehogs are more closely related to things like moles and voles. They're ground dwellers. But they do have similar spikes and spines and things. So it's a very distant relation. But yeah, so this guy is actually a rodent. So they're related to rats and beavers. So he does have really, really big teeth that will continuously grow. So he has to wear his teeth down by chewing on things like bark and wood and stuff. So he does have really big teeth. And they are bright orange too if you look at him. Sometimes he can show you his teeth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're very orange. And he does have very dexterous hands. His hands are kind of like ours, where he can really grab things with it. And that's because he climbs lots of trees. So he will hold his food kind of like we do. And yes, he's a very good climber. He does have a really big nose, and that's probably to help him smell. He's got lots of long whiskers as well to help him feel things. He does have fairly good hearing, but his eyesight isn't very good. So his most of his senses are related to his nose and his ears.